your prayers. They are greatly appreciated. And keep the prayers coming for our family.
You talk about children, and he's got his own kids, and that makes you kind of uncomfortable because you'd like to have your own family. Put that in context for me. Is that a fair statement the way I'm saying it?
I mean, I guess. There was never anything I said to him though.
Okay, that's what I want to know. Did you ever say anything to him about
Never.
anything about his kids being a problem? Anything about his wife being a problem?
Never. This shocked me just as much as I think it shocked the rest of the world. All of it. He lied so much. Now I go back and think about all this shit, and I'm like, it's lies. I really thought she left. I was like, let her fucking go. She'll come back in a day. She'll get right. Let her cool down. She'll be here. It'll be okay. Had me convinced. I think she's just upset. And then.
All right. We can move past that. Did you meet at your house? Did you guys go to any restaurants? Did you go to establishments?
He came to my house, and this past Saturday, we went to, what's the name of that bar that we used to go to? It's not the same, the Lazy Dog. So he had to get a babysitter that night.
Chris said he went to a Rockies game on Saturday night. They got a babysitter. And then she checked her bank statement and he went out to dinner, which that's not odd, but the total was $60-some.
You remember where that was?
The Lazy Dog in Westminster. It's like a bar and grill type thing.
So you'd have to work at it to get $65.
Yeah, well, that's what we were talking about. So then she gets off the phone with them or whatever. When we come back, she's upset and she was like, well, what did he spend that on? And I don't know. And she looked up the menu and he said he had salmon and a beer. And she's like, that's only $30. Where's the other $40? So then she started going through their bank statement to see if there was any high charges while she was gone.
We went back to my house for a little bit, and then he had to leave.
Do you recall what time you left?
I remember he was gonna be late to be back at 10. I think there's a text message where he starts texting me when he's home at his house. And I remember I texted him back and I was like, damn, that was quick. He's like, yeah, I even had time to stop at the gas station to get money to pay the babysitter.
He didn't get home until 10:30, which she found that to be odd because it was well after dinner. And she knows when he gets home because their security system tells you when you open the door.
A Colorado man charged in the murders of his pregnant wife and 2 daughters will be back in court today. But in an unsealed affidavit, he says he is not the one who killed his children.
I was just hoping he would be man enough today and just be like, you know what, this is what happened. There's no doubt in my mind my sister would never, ever, ever hurt her children. She loves her kids. Loved her more than anything in this world.
Chris Watts learned that he could get life in prison without the possibility of parole or death. Lots of you have asked about when the death penalty decision will be made. That is not something that's going to happen even in the next few weeks.
There is so much being said online in the dozens of Facebook groups and the tens of thousands of followers of these Facebook groups, these members. Everyone is tearing each piece of interaction between this couple apart.
I just have to wonder if she even wanted Bella and Cece.
Her parent-raising ideas were disturbing.
The one that I would label the narcissist is Shanann.
I think she drove him to lose his shit.
Oh my God, she did not drive him to
She did.
lose his
She
shit.
did.
You don't know what went on.
She did, Laura. She did. She drove him insane.
Come on, why are you victim blaming?
She was a bitch.
There are people out there who believe he is innocent.
And those conspiracy theorists are using social media to relentlessly attack Shanann's family.
Shanann's father, Frank Ruzek, says his daughter and his grandchildren have been ridiculed, demeaned, slandered, and mocked in the most vicious ways you can imagine.
Please just stop. Get on with your lives. Leave ours alone.
She called him that night when we were at the airport. She's like, will you watch my stuff? I'm gonna go talk to Chris real quick. And she came back and it couldn't have been more than 5 minutes. It's like, are you okay? And she's like, no. She's like, I haven't talked to him all day or hardly at all this weekend. And he wants to work out. He started working out while he was on the phone with me. So I just let him go. I dropped her off around 1:45, and then I went home and I didn't talk to her again that night.
Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who were not present in the courtroom today, I want to take a minute to summarize the nature of the proceedings on People versus Christopher Watts this afternoon. Mr. Watts entered a plea of guilty to all 9 counts. Those counts include murder in the first degree after deliberation as to Shanann Watts, murder in the first degree as to Bella Watts, murder in the first degree as to Celeste Watts, unlawful termination of a pregnancy as it relates to Nico Watts, and 3 counts of unlawful tampering with a deceased human body. As a result of his plea of guilty, he will not face the death penalty. Sandy said it very, very poignantly to me. He made the choice to take those lives. I do not want to be in a position of making the choice to take his.
The last thing we talked about was where the girls were, but we never really got to talk about that night.
She got home like at 2 o'clock. I just had a feeling that she knew like what was going on. What I did Saturday night was the last straw. Going out with somebody and I don't have to make an account card and it's like not trying to hide it at all. I felt her get into bed. She started rubbing her hand on me and we ended up having sex. When I woke up later on in the morning, like, you know, I pretty much, you know, told her, like, you know, I didn't think it was gonna work anymore. And she was like, what was last night, you know? And she's like, I knew there was somebody else, I knew there was somebody else. I couldn't just say, yes, there is somebody else, but then she said, you're never gonna see the kids again, you're never gonna see them again, get off me. If I never met Nikki, would I ever have thought our relationship was bad? Probably not.
So when did it turn?